selfish. We spoke about that, right? Because we are selfish, we don't want to be selfless. So, what is a big takeaways? Why are we always trying to be selfish? We wrote also that, yeah.
So like don't fear of losing out or like
Right. Fear of losing out.
fear of being taken advantage of.
Fear of being taken advantage of. Yes.
Lost opportunity.
Yeah. We think we are losing opportunity. And one biggest thing of all these things, which really stops us, which is very obvious actually.
Material desire.
Mm, no, even before that is a very big one.
Yes, false ego.
False ego. That stops us from not being selfless. So this is what makes us selfish. I want, mine, right? This is the false ego, is the contamination. So that is what you become purified from. So when we talk about purity, what you actually gain is you get your real ego. That's the first takeaway. And what is the second takeaway? When you practice selflessness, what do you develop? You develop detachment. And third one, attachment to, yes, attachment to the divine, Krishna. Attachment to Krishna. So this is the main reason why you are practicing selflessness. So now today's sloka, actually, if you go back, maybe I should write somewhere here. Krishna starts this topic from second chapter onwards. I can erase this, right? This is just a recap from last class. So I'll just erase this. So Krishna starts this topic with second chapter, 47 sloka, which is very famous sloka. You can open. Anybody can read the translation. Or if somebody knows the sloka, most of you will know. Karmanyevadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phalaheturbhur ma te sangosvajayate. Sorry. Ma te sangosvakarmani. Yeah. So what's... Yeah.
Okay, translation.
Read. Somebody read the translation.
Krishna, you have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you're not entitled to the fruits of action.
Exactly.
Never consider yourself to be the cause of the results of your activities and never be attached to not doing your duty.
Exactly. So most of the people understand this sloka and they will say, yeah, just do your duty. Just do your duty. But beyond that, actually, Krishna just introduced the topic. You'll be surprised. Last sloka we did 3.19. Krishna talks the same thing. You have no right to enjoy the fruit. Fruit is not yours. You have a right to do your duty. So today we are talking 3.25. Now see the sloka again, translation. Read the translation. తెలుగులో చదవండి పర్వాలేదు.
Yeah. You want it? 27. No?
168 page. Yeah.
25. No?
25.
As the ignorant perform their duties with attachment to results, similarly the learned may also act, but without attachment for the sake of living people.
Exactly. So what Krishna is saying, he's saying the same thing. You can act, but don't be attached to the result. But those who are ignorant, who do not know this, they are very attached to the results. So only to teach others, teach our ignorant people, a devotee who already has this knowledge should act and show them an example. That's what Krishna is actually saying. You have to inspire others. For that reason, you have to actually perform your duty just like everybody else is doing and teach them how to be detached from the results of the action that you are performing. Right? So I'll just try to quickly go through and see the connection of how Krishna is graduating this topic. Now, this is actually Karma Yoga, third chapter we are talking. Now, this so many people are practicing selflessness. Everybody there are a lot of leaders who became very popular. They actually practice selflessness. They give charity. There's so many people who are very famous, even like national integration leaders like Gandhi and all these people also are why they are famous because they gave up everything just for acting for selfless. It's not gaining anything, it's only for the greater good. But Krishna is not stopping there. So you have to add jnana, means knowledge to this type of selflessness. You cannot just practice selflessness and not have knowledge. You should have knowledge also. Now go to fourth chapter, 4.23. Fourth chapter, 23rd sloka.
The work of a man who is unattached to the modes of material nature and who is fully situated in transcendental knowledge merges entirely into transcendence.
So now he's talking about something different. What is the result that you're going to get? What is the result?
He's going to
Merge into the transcendence. So you are doing the same activity of selflessness. Initially, it was just teaching you one simple principle. You are getting something, you are thinking it's mine. Krishna is saying, okay, wait, that's not yours. That's all he told. But now he's going a little deeper. Now he's saying, okay, you remember the third point to become attached to the divine. So that topic he's introducing in Jnana Yoga. So Jnana is, is not independent again. Jnana is to be practiced with selflessness. You cannot give up the first topic. You have to learn the selflessness topic. You have to learn, get jnana. Jnana means knowledge. That everything should be merged for Krishna, to be for Krishna. Now, go to the next chapter. Means you got jnana, you learned karma. What you should do? You should act. Act in Krishna consciousness. 5.10. Somebody else read the translation.
being freed from attachment, fear, and anger, being fully absorbed in me and taking refuge in me. Many persons in the past became purified by knowledge of me, and thus we all attained transcendental love.
Exactly.
Repeat it again. Yeah. Because, yeah. Even the four point, what was the other one?
2.3.
4.23, no? Because it can be.
510, no? 510.
510. Okay, I'll tell this one. Sorry. One who performs his duty without attachment, surrendering the results unto the Supreme God, is not affected by sinful action, as the lotus leaf is untouched by water.
Yes.
So it's a beautiful analogy Krishna is talking about. If you learned this technique, just like a lotus flower is sitting inside the water, never gets wet. The same way, if you have learned this selflessness, combined with jnana and perform your action in that way, no sin can touch you. You're acting in this world, but no sin is going to touch you. So this is the art of actually acting in Krishna consciousness. Now I'll skip a little more. Go to 12th chapter, 13 to 14.
One who is not
First, read the first Sanskrit you read. It's very powerful.
Adveshta Sarvabhutanam Maitraha Karuna Evacha Nirmamo Nirahankara Samadukha Sukha Shami Santastu Satatam Yogi Yatatma Drida Nishchaha Mai Arpita Manobuddhi Yo Ma Madbhaktaha Same Priyaha.
Prabhu, you can read word to word.
Yeah, right. Adveshtaha, not envious. Sarvabhutanam, for all living entities. Maitraha, friendly. Karunaha, kindly. Eva, certainly. Cha, also. Dirma, Dirmanaha, with no Nirmama. Nirmama. I don't aspect. Nirmama, with no sense of proprietorship. Nirankaraha, without false ego. Sama, equality. Dukkhaha, distress. Sukhaha, happiness. Shami, forgiving. Santushtaha, satisfaction. Satisfied. Satatham, satisfied. Yogi, engage in devotion. Yatha Atma, endeavoring. Drida Nishchayaha, with determination. Mai, upon me. Arpitha, engage. Manaha, mind. Buddhihi, intelligence. Ya, one who. Mat bhaktaha, my devotee. Same priyaha is dear to me.
Yes. So you can see, just like when we say, for the child, you give some food. When you give food, it's just like ordinary, maybe rice, dal, whatever, simple food. Everybody knows food is food. But when you eat, there are a lot of things that same food can provide. It can provide minerals, carbohydrates, proteins. It can give you some blood. It will increase your. So many things are coming, right, from the same food. But you don't separately eat one variety, one minerals, one protein separately. You don't eat like that. Well, when you eat, you just eat one plate food. That's all. But when it goes inside, so many other things are developing and nourishing the body. Like that, when you're practicing selflessness, starting with selflessness, you're gaining knowledge and you're applying that in your life, then what should happen? There should be some measure. If you don't measure anything, how will you know it is working or not? So how will you know it is working? These are all the qualities that should develop inside a person.
One who is not envious, but who is kind friend to all living entities. One who does not think himself a proprietor, who is free from false ego and equal both in happiness and distress, who is always satisfied and engaged in devotional service with determination, and whose mind, intelligence are in agreement with me, he is very dear to me.
Exactly. So nirmamo means first we thought everything is mine. Nirmamo. Then you understood, oh, nothing is mine. Then what happens? Purity. We spoke about purity, and Krishna is saying is purified from false ego. Then what happens? Adveshti. The first word it says adveshti. You have no hatred with anybody. Right now, that's all we have. All the opposite qualities, whatever is mentioned, is what we have and maintain. And we become friend of all living entities. You become friend of all living entities. Nirmamo nirahankaraha. Ahankara, nirahankara. You don't have any more false ego. You became purified of that. That is what should develop. Now, finally, conclusion. We go to 18th chapter, 11th sloka.
You want me to read?
Yeah, please.
Nahi deha hata sakyam त्यक्तुम कर्मणि अशेषतः यस्तु कर्म फल त्यागी सा त्यागिति अभिधीयते. It is indeed impossible for an embodied being to give up all activities. Therefore, it is said that he who renounces the fruits of action is one who has truly renounced.
This is the first sloka which Krishna spoke in 247. Now he's repeating the same thing. Give up the fruits of action. He says it's not easy, I understand. I understand it's not easy, but you should practice this. So it's not that Krishna is randomly talking something somewhere and you can see the thread, entire thread. The same topic is going on. So this is how we have to study the Gita perfectly so that you understand how the topic is graduating from chapter to chapter and what is expected of us.
Written in the purport, person in Krishna consciousness acting in knowledge of his relationship with Krishna is always liberated. Therefore, he does not have to enjoy or suffer the results of his acts after death. Why after death?
Yeah, after death, because you don't have any more body.
But the translation says like as if like we are in this, you know,
In
time
this,
period. But
correct.
this is the purport is saying after death. So it's something.
No, he is telling, yeah,
say this would be like, the question is like, it's saying that after death, but I think the reason why that it would be after death is because you won't get another body, because by being selfless, you get detached and attached to Krishna.
exactly. That's the point. All your suffering today, right now, is because you're imagining that we are this body. Okay, just like how, what's the difference between liberation and not liberation? We are right now not liberated, we know that. So what is the difference? What is the difference between being liberated and not being liberated? Right now, body is acting, mind is also thinking, feeling, everything. So what is the difference between a liberated person and a non-liberated person? Yes.
You don't worry about the outcome or any results from anything, any action that you put.
It is correct, but why?
Because you're selfless.
Because you're selfless, okay.
Because you're giving the results to Krishna.
Right.
You're not taking them from
So
yourself.
how do you differentiate between a liberated person and a non-liberated person?
Different consciousness? No. He's not,
Consciousness is
he's
correct.
not under the influence of force of nature.
Equanimity.
Correct. Yeah, that's a symptom, still a symptom. Yeah, Arya.
I was gonna earlier to like the qualities of the person. Yeah. Talking about the qualities of a person.
Okay, I'll try to explain how Prabhupada gave the analogy. He said, just like suppose you're sleeping, right now you're sleeping. So if you are sleeping, you are seeing a dream, beautiful dream. In the dream, so many things are happening. We all know. Sometimes you enjoy, sometimes it's anxiety, sometimes what's going to happen. Even in the dream, we are thinking. You're conscious of the dream, right? But while dreaming, can you do anything about the dream? One thing you're only doing, experiencing the dream. Correct? That is exactly what we are doing in a non-liberated state. The soul is there sleeping. Soul is sleeping and the body is doing so many things, acting, so much is happening in our life. Everybody's life, so much is happening. Soul is aware of all these activities, but not capable of controlling anything, any actions. It has no control over the mind, it has no control over the body, it has no control over anything. The soul is simply aware of what is happening. That's all. Now, a liberated person is not sleeping like us. Right now, we are sleeping. But a liberated person is awake. So, all his activities, his body, mind, action, everything is under the control of the self, the soul. The soul is telling, do like this. The soul is telling the mind, do like that. But when you are seeing, you cannot tell the difference because both the people are doing the same action. You cannot tell the difference between a liberated person's action and a non-liberated person's action. The difference is the soul is awakened and the mind is, for us, the mind is uncontrolled totally. So that's exactly the sloka that we touched upon today, 325. So this is about a person who is liberated. He is supposed to inspire people like us how to act. Now, for example, what the next question can come, we can ask. We are also doing devotional life. We are chanting, we are singing, we're doing puja and all that. So are we liberated? Are we liberated? We're not really. Yes.
Here enough, the way that we do the devotional service, like since we are like here, the way that we do the service to Krishna is it
Pure?
He's saying because we are not pure, so that's why the impurity is there, and that's why we are not.
Right. So sometimes, like even in the dream, suppose you're dreaming, and let's say in the dream, suppose maybe you're attached to your earphones, very expensive earphones you bought. And in the dream, say you lost the earphones and you're searching for it in the dream, searching for it frantically. And say you could not find it in the dream, you could not find it. So it causes some anxiety. So that anxiety might be so high that you just want to actually wake up and look for the earphones. It happens, right? Sometimes it's just one example, but it could be anything. So if that activity in the dream can resonate with the activity of the liberated soul, then it's a trigger point to make you awake for the sleeping soul. The same way, a liberated soul can, who can wake you up, first of all? Who can wake you up? Who can wake up a sleeping person?
Someone who's awake.
Someone who's awake. And the best way he can make you awake is what? What is the best method he can use? Sound. Yeah, sound, basically. Sound. So if you can use sound, some special sound, like we use alarm, right? Like that, there should be some other sound which should awaken the soul. If that comes, and that is the holy name of Krishna, who a liberated soul, if he gives, then there is a chance of making us awake. So we are trying. We are trying now to chant, chant, chant. So many devotees are chanting. We are chanting for so many years. But somebody might think, oh, we are chanting still. Are we awakened or not awakened? Prabhupada said, even if you chant one time, once. Actually, I was hearing Prabhupada's Leela Amrita, like so many devotees uh, narrate. So once Prabhupada was going in Fiji or somewhere, and there was sugarcane workers. So they were cutting sugarcane and taking sugarcane. and they saw devotees coming behind, and they saw because they're all wearing Hare Krishnas and they're all popular by then. So the sugarcane workers were jokingly, I mean, like very innocent. They were chanting, "Hey, Hare Krishna," like that. They were jokingly chanting and saying. So there were devotees sitting next to Prabhupada. So they asked, "So Prabhupada, what happens to them? They're chanting Hare Krishna, like what happens to them?" Prabhupada was very grave. He was silent for 1 minute. Then he said, "They're liberated." So for a person like us, we might not be able to comprehend. Why? Because those workers, they just said Hare Krishna, and then their life is normal, really speaking. After that, they go all their daily activity they are doing. Maybe they go back and watch TV or drink something. I don't know what they do. So whatever they do, their life is normal. But a pure devotee is saying they're liberated simply because they said Hare Krishna. Then what about people like us? We are chanting, chanting, chanting. Are we liberated? We don't see ourselves liberated. I mean, there are so many Prabhu and all have been amazingly dedicated. So we are not like that. We are all selfish. We are trying to do our own thing for our own benefit. So how do we understand this liberation? So yeah.
I think that means that there is we are liberated because we are eternal, right? So for this moment, liberated, that will make us actually go to the liberated state for sure. So this is part of that liberated state. So is that?
Yes, actually, moment you chant Hare Krishna, you are liberated. There is no doubt about it. So, in the big picture, it is how many other lifetimes? Maybe it take you 1 life, 2 lives, 3 lives, or 4 lives. It's still a very, very small cycle compared to a very big picture where we are eternally, millions of years, we are stuck in this world. Compared to that, we are actually liberated in that sense. But for upasaka, means for a person who is actually trying to chant and hear the holy name of Krishna. So Krishna says, I give the memory at the time of death so that you can chant Krishna's name. Sometimes we see there are devotees who are in a very terrible situation, like their body is not, they got some cancer, they got so many things. So there's a beautiful verse in Bhagavatam which says, if that devotee has dedicated his life to chant my names, and at the time of death, if he cannot chant Krishna's name, I chant the devotee's name. That's what Krishna says. So there is no doubt. You should not have any doubt. If I chant Krishna's name, is it real? Can I really be liberated? Yes, you will be liberated. There is no bouncing of Krishna's check. Krishna's guarantee, that is Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Name Bhakta Pranashyati. My devotee shall never perish. I shall provide whatever is needed for him. I shall preserve what he has, and I shall provide what he doesn't have. Generally, when we hear this sentence, we think in material terms. Oh, I didn't have $1 million in my bank account, so Krishna will replenish the balance. We generally, because we are very materialistic, we think like that. But if we are trained in Krishna consciousness, then we'll understand the very insignificant value of material possessions. Then Krishna will preserve what is golden, what is really, really important for the soul, which is the love of Krishna. So Krishna will revive that. So in short, I mean, like this is a context, but anybody would like to add something about selflessness?
You're saying changing activities, how a devotee can sometimes appear to be an ignorant person. Because most people, they cook, they eat so they can enjoy their senses. Devotees also cook. They spend so much time preparing very nice things, but they don't even taste it or smell it. They cook it, then they offer it to the Lord, and then they eat. So externally, it might look, oh, they're doing just what, I do that at home. I cook and I eat and I enjoy. So it might look the same, but a devotee, that's his consciousness. I'm cooking this for Krishna's pleasure.
Correct.
So I thought an example of what Prabhupada was talking
Right. So this is such a simple act of cooking. Everybody is cooking at home. Prabhu is giving that example. How just a simple act, like when you're coming here also, it's a selfless act. Every week, I see so many devotees, all of you with great devotion, you're bringing so many nice, wonderful offerings for, I mean, the same activity. If you don't bring it here, you're also cooking at home. That doesn't stop. But the same act of offering it to Krishna purifies you. That much, whatever preparation for the buying the grocery, earning money to buy the grocery, all that effort that you are putting is converted into sinlessness. There is no sin attached to that. There is no karma attached to that activity. Now, if you keep on increasing such type of acts, so you will learn slowly how to become selfless. So before last week, Varun was asking a very good question. He said, what if somebody comes and says, I want to practice selflessness? They'll say, come, I want your car. Will you give it? So will you become foolish? So that's what here, fear of losing out or fear of losing an opportunity. Somebody can exploit you because you're practicing selflessness. So should we practice selflessness? What are the guidelines now? Maybe you can touch that.
That's very important. I want to answer. What's the guidelines?
The guidelines for devotees, if something can be used in Krishna's service,
Yes.
you want to give everything.
Yes.
If someone comes and they ask us, "Oh, you're selfless. Can I have $100?" And I have $100, but what are you going to use the $100?
Exactly.
Someone may take the $100 and he goes to buy intoxication or something not conducive to Krishna consciousness. A devotee only acts, he only does what's favorable for Krishna consciousness and not otherwise. But if somebody comes, like if your friend Vishwapran says, can you give me $100 because I want to buy some Bhagavad Gitas and give them to all my visitors? Say, okay, yeah, that's something I want to support. And Krishna likes that. He appreciates that. In the end of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, whoever explains this science of Bhagavad Gita to my devotees is most dear to me. So when someone is speaking like this, thank you. I very much appreciated your presentation.
Oh, thanks.
So when someone is speaking like this, you want to support someone like that. But if someone, we meet many homeless people in cities we go to, there's homeless people, they want $10, they want some money. And so we're not so inclined to give them money. So devotees, they want to give them prasad. That they'll give them lunch. Devotees all over, they give free food to people, but it's not just food. It's very nutritious food. But all the food devotees give away has been offered to Krishna in sacrifice. It's prasadam. So we'll give someone prasadam, and if they want money, we're a little hesitant to give them money or give him our car because they just misuse it.
There's a best example of being exploited. Right? Like Prabhu was saying, so you don't mind to be exploited if it is for a higher cause for another devotee. Like Paropakaram idam shariram. Our body is actually meant for others' service, not for our own use. We all think generally our body is for my use. It's mine, my body, it's for me. But Vedas are saying, no, you are given a body so that this body is useful for everybody else, not for you, not for your own use. Paropakaram idam shariram. You should remember this line. Now, there was a beautiful story where it's a long story, but I'm not telling the whole story. This is Indra. He wanted to kill one demon. So, but the demon was actually, he got a curse. He was a very great devotee, uh, Chitraketu Maharaj, and he got a curse. And in the curse, he just happened to got a body of a demon. Instead of becoming enemy of Indra, he becomes friend of Indra, but in the body of a demon. So Indra is thinking, this guy is a demon, I have to kill him. So every time he's trying to kill, he is so powerful, Indra cannot defeat him. But because this Vritsasura demon, he's a friend of Indra, so he feels pity on Indra and he says, you cannot kill me. But, I feel pity on you. I will give you a clue how to kill me. So there is one devotee. You go to this person, he's a great devotee. He's called Dadichi. This Dadichi, he has performed a lot of tapasya. So all you have to do is go and ask for his bones. What does that mean? He has to die. So if you take the bones and make a weapon out of it, that's the only way you can kill me.
Narayana says.
Yeah, Narayana system. So anyway, so he goes to Dadichi, Indra goes to Dadichi, and he asks Dadichi shamelessly. He says, I want your bones, can you donate? No, this is the highest level of exploitation, right? Being completely taken advantage of. Somebody comes and says, not just for $100, but just give me your bones. That means you die for my benefit. So Dadichi is very, very glad. He says, no problem. I mean, such a great personality like Indra coming and asking me, you're king of all the devatas. There is no better, bigger personality like that. So I'm happy to give it. But I have one selfishness. See, selfish you should not be, right? You should not be selfish. But Dadichi, he was trying to act selfless, but he said, I have one selfish desire. How is that going to work? If you are selfless, you're not selfish. But Dadichi wanted to be selfish. He said, I'm ready to give you my bones, but I want something. So there is a caveat. In being selfless, there is one place you can be selfish. And that is, anybody knows?
Krishna.
You know?
Krishna.
Yes. Swartha gatim hi Vishnu. You are entitled to be Swartha, means selfish. For what? To get Vishnu. To get Vishnu, you can go all out and be Swartha. If I'm going to get Krishna Prema, I don't mind inviting lots of devotees like this and have so much Krishna Katha for my selfishness. What is that selfish act? I want to hear about Krishna. No problem. You're entitled to be selfish only for such reason. So then Dadichi made this condition. He said, I will give you my bones on one condition. Whatever you know about Krishna and Vishnu, how you got this position to serve Vishnu, you give me those secrets. Actually, he already knows. Dadichi is so great. He already knows, but still, he's still so greedy. Prabhupada says this is the nature of a devotee, just like a businessman. Businessman, he knows if the stock market is going down, he knows how to make money. If the stock market is going up, he knows how to make money, right? Like that, a devotee is expert. In any condition, he knows how to get more and more of Krishna. So like that, Dadichi was asking, you tell me everything about Krishna, I will give my bones to you. You can take it. So that's an act of selflessness and still not being selfish.
But Indra was, yeah, that's fine. Indra was not selfless here, right?
Indra was not selfless there, correct?
So as a devotee, he should figure out why he's, as Prabhuji said, that we should know for what purpose it is being asked, car or $100.
Correct.
Is it going to the
Right purpose.
Right
Right
purpose.
purpose.
Krishna
Yeah.
bhakti.
Yeah.
So
So Dadichi, was he ignorant?
that's my question. I've
No.
heard this story, but I
No,
forgot.
Dadichi was not ignorant. Why? Because Indra personally is sitting in a place where he is designated to serve Vishnu's order. Whether if Indra is selfish or not, doesn't matter. That act of Indra is directly going for Krishna's service. It's Krishna's management. So whether that manager is in good shape or not, it's not my business. So I'm offering it to Vishnu. That is a consciousness of Dadichi. So he knew he's giving it to Vishnu, not to Indra. So it's Indra's problem if he is selfless or selfish. It's not Dadichi's problem.
And in return, he anyway asked him to give him Krishna consciousness.
Yes.
So anyway, he knows that he's going to die one day or the other. So he thought that if I get Krishna consciousness now, that is better, He would have thought like that. I'm just saying.
Because it was ordered by Vishnu.
Correct.
Yes, that's why Vishnu has ordered you.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's giving for the order of Vishnu.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
growing up,
Aryan.
Even just the devotee, but like.
Yeah, but he was in the body of a demon. Then Krishna wants to liberate him. Because he should get a devotee's body again.
When he would be removed from the demon.
Exactly. Exactly. Right. In fact, Chitraketu Maharaj is so great that he was friend of Lord Shiva. And Shiva would send an aeroplane whenever he wants him to come. Like suppose if you want a friend to come to your house, night out or whatever, either your mom will go and bring him or that person.
Trump will send him a plane.
Like that it is. At that level, Chitraketu Maharaj was.
Oh, okay. I was just confused because I thought like Krishna said to protect all his devotees, but in a way he is because he's like liberating.
Yes.
But doesn't Krishna have the power to just like uncurse like him?
He can. Actually, Lord Shiva did tell Parvati to remove the curse. Chitraketu Maharaj said, no, I did a mistake of, laughing in an inappropriate way. So I deserve the punishment. So he did not want the curse to be removed.
He accepted.
So he accepted the curse. Yeah.
The quality of a devotee to be, great.
Correct.
If you, why, and how is demon body a demon? If he's a pure devotee, doesn't that make him just?
Just because of the body. Yeah. Good question. Good point, actually. In fact, Prahalad Maharaj also is born in a demon's family, but he's a great devotee. True. A body does not make somebody a demon or a devotee. What's your take on that?
Actually, Vatrasura
Sasura.
was in a
Demon's body.
demonic, like a Rakshasa body.
But that's what she's asking. If it's merely a body of a demon, but he's a devotee.
Yeah, but that's right. Krishna wanted him to come out with have a better body. Krishna. So he can. The devotees, as he said, a devotee accepted that body. He was already liberated.
He doesn't care
He doesn't
really
care.
whether this body or that body, he doesn't care.
He accepted.
In fact, he was preaching to Indra in that body.
No, but in fact, when they made that body, they did a yajna. In the yajna, they wanted to make
Enemy of Indra.
an enemy of Indra. But in the yajna, the way the shlokas were chanted, they were chanted in the wrong way.
One
That is
dirga,
why
one
dirga
dirga was given wrong place.
So that is why it was supposed to be a demon. He became a devotee because he is a devotee. That is why that Girga was wrong. Think like that way.
I think.
They made a demon.
Yeah, there was a yajna.
Yeah, you can actually create a demon from a yajna. They had the powers. They had such powers.
I have a question on the extension of this. What qualifies of being a demon? How, like, in that way?
16th chapter, from 4th sloka onwards, all the qualities are written in the Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah.
Unlimited qualities of being a demon.
If I'm-
So it's only about consciousness.
Yeah.
Just like Prabhupada gave the very beautiful example, Ravanasura, he kidnapped Sita.
Mm.
So he's called a demon. Now Hanuman is trying to do the same thing. He wanted to kidnap Sita. But we chant Sundarakanda, he's burning Lanka, and we worship him. Same activity here.
When did Hanumanji?
No, kidnap means.
Kidnap means he wants to take him away from Lanka, no?
No.
Okay, the point is, he asked actually, he asked Sita,
Yeah.
I can take you in 1 minute. Just come with me. Yeah, then Sita says, no, you are a monkey. I cannot rely on you. You can drop me anywhere. So, but I want my Lord to come and pick me up.
Yeah, I think the monkey thing is not there.
No, I'm just saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hanuman also had the same point of view that if he could have.
Kidnap means take away. Take away. Basically, I'm using the word a little loosely, but the point is the act is same. He wants to take away Sita. Ravana also wanted to take away Sita. One is called a demon, one is called a devotee. Exactly. Correct.
One wants to take away Sita from
For his enjoyment.
other wants to take away
idea,
Sita
Ravana's
to give it
idea
to
is,
Ram.
yeah. Ravana's idea is for his enjoyment. Hanuman's idea is to offer it to Rama. Yes. That is what makes a devotee and a demon. That's all.
No, so in that way, like, I did this project, I was just thinking, in that way, I'm also demon.
We all are. That's why we are here. We are miniature Ravana. We are miniature Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu means what? Hiranya means gold. Kashipu means soft bed. We want both.
Yeah.
But we accepted our limitation. We said, okay, if I get just 100K job, I'm happy. So we have resigned to whatever,
Ravana is great
Hmm.
because they are like
Correct. 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 Everybody in Lanka are telling Ravana is great. Everybody in Lanka is praising.
Why?
they are living.
No. He did so many yajnas. He was doing so much for serving Shiva. So that is why they praise him.
No, not that. Because he is satisfying their desires.
But also they thought that. Right?
Yeah.
It's called Ravana Brahma.
Yeah, and also one more thing, Ravana has written Ravana Samhita. On astrology, is a great astrologer.
Yes.
He has written Samhita on the astrology. People praise him They read his
all the
books for-
astrologers, they vouch for, like Ravana brought astrology, they say, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
so,
just
so just because somebody is very qualified does not make him a great person. Because ultimately he wants to enjoy all the resources for himself.
Actually, there is that one story about Ravana. When his son was born, what is his name?
Meghnath.
Meghnath. He ordered all the planets to be in the 11th house. The 11th house means Parakrama. So he wanted all the planets. He ordered.
He ordered them. He ordered.
No, in that Shani, you made something. Yeah. Shani, you beat it.
Devotee for Shiva. He was not a born devotee.
Yeah.
There's a story behind it,
Yeah,
right?
I know.
So I don't know. Like he just went to attain the power, and he just went in this direction where he could attain the power. So like what I have read is he was never a devotee, but whatever from wherever he could grasp,
Correct.
he would become
You would use it.
use it.
Yes. Yes.
Actually, there's a story that when he was going on his plane, that plane didn't cross the, what is that, Mahendra Parvat? Not Mahendra, what is that? Shiva?
Vindhya Parvat.
Vidya Parvat. So, Vidya Parvat. So he came down and he ordered, go away, I will blast this. Then, what is his name? That Basma, or that is the charioteer of, the vehicle of Shiva. What is it from? Bull. Nandi came, you cannot. So Nandi, Ravana just eat Nandi. Then he said, okay, I will, he wanted to lift the
Parvat. Kailash.
He couldn't, Kailash. He couldn't lift. Then Shiva just put his one blow.
Yeah.
And that's the name he got Ravana. He cried.
He cried.
He couldn't, nowadays Parvati didn't tolerate, she came and that's why. And there, because he's pleased him in trying to do so, Ravana gave him that boon. So many things happen. Anyway, the story. I just want to add one point about that 18th one verse where he said that if a devotee doesn't unable to chant, then Krishna chants his name. This one realization. Can I add one?
Yeah, please.
There is one. If you all go to this SeaWorld or some, you can see that one person will be there. He will say, "Do like this," and the ship and then fish, dolphin does those things, and after that they'll give you one small piece of food and clearly just because if you listen to that master, he'll give a small food and the dolphin is happy. In the same way, our master is Krishna. If you took little of his instruction and try to do, Krishna doesn't give a small piece, he gives the whole thing. So how much Krishna loves us, that we have to think and try to, as far as possible, try to follow all the instructions.
Question on
Actually, it's a homework. If everybody can remember all these slokas as a connection, it's not many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's all. 7 slokas. You just by heart, you will learn one topic from Bhagavad Gita. Just one topic. Of course, there are more slokas which connect like this, but this is the main thread. So if somebody says, next time you hear, oh, I know Bhagavad Gita, karmanye vadikaraste ma phaleshu karartha. Everything else is done. No, it's not done. The topic is not done. Unless you tie up with all the slokas.
2.47, 3.19, 3.25, 4.23, 5.10, 12 chapter 13 to 14 shloka, and 18.11. Because they can see it reverse. Okay, so we'll stop there.
You can stop it unless anybody has
I think like I have one
question.
question.
Yeah, sure.
Regarding the false ego, right? I was just thinking, Sudama was a pure devotee. When he went to meet Krishna, that time he wanted, like the way I have read the story of Sudama, he was having inferiority complex.
No,
His wife gave him.
that's not inferiority complex. He was just seeing, the Lord is so great. how can I take this humble flat rice and give it? It's not about inferiority complex. He felt it's not on equal terms or, yeah, it's not worthy of, yeah, exactly.
False ego can be like, there can be two things. Either I'm feeling that I'm superior, that is also ego. Either I'm feeling that no, I'm not that good, or I'm inferiority complex. Both are egos also.
No, one is false ego. You cannot remove ego. You can only remove false. If you remove false, there is true ego. So the true ego is really, you're really minute in front of the Lord. You're nobody actually.
It's like
That's your true ego. That's your real self. That is why to be humble, to become very humble is your real quality of the soul. Only in liberated stage you will get that.
Somewhere it says less of me and more of you. So I think that's where it's correct.
Yes. So as a devotee, our first true ego, we call, that's why even in the nomenclature, when a devotee wants to practice devotional life, the first thing the guru says is you rename your name as Dasa. You're a servant of Krishna because that's your real place. So we might not be liberated, we might not understand, but these are all the things that will align to this true ego. Like that. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Mahaprasadam ki jai.